Okay, you guys, super excited for tonight. All right, we have an amazing guest for you guys. I'm gonna let her introduce herself to you guys, but I just wanna.
No, go to bed. You already told them good night. Go.
There we go. All right, you guys, make sure you are muted on your end. And just a really quick reminder, like we do not like to see black screens and talk to black screens on here. So if you can, please put your cameras on. We want to see your beautiful faces. So anyway, from May until, let's see, we're in December, Kristen has enrolled an average of 30 to 65 distributors a month. You guys, that is insane. If you would love to enroll 30 to 60 distributors a month, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments there in the chat. That is insane. And then an all-time high this year in September was 67 distributors. You guys, could you imagine what that would do for your paychecks? That is insane numbers. So, Kristen, if you would mind, let's see.
Oh gosh, don't trip.
All right, there we go. Go ahead and give us a quick little introduction of you. And then, you guys, please mute your lines here. Yeah, a little bit of background noise going on here. Okay, go ahead, introduce yourself, and then kind of just dive into your story, a little rundown of it and all that good stuff.
Okay. So, hi, my name is Kristen Kirkendall, and I'll probably be messing with my hair the whole time because I got in the hot tub and now it's like a giant frizz ball and it's driving me crazy. But anyways, I joined this business 5.5 years ago, almost 6 years ago. And I was a stay-at-home mom just looking to make an extra, $500 a month. And I was like, what can I do? I didn't know anything like this existed. But because of social media, I saw a post on Instagram. Courtney Lavey posted about a Ruby bonus. And I was like, yes, like I'm in, I got this. Like, I want that Ruby bonus. And so I joined, and I actually ended up promoting to Emerald in my 3rd week, which was really crazy so I went Ruby in like 2 weeks. And then it was the last day of the month, and Courtney called me and she was like, hey, you're 300 away from Emerald. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And she was like, just get 300 in volume. And I was like, okay. And I went Emerald that night. And then, so that was in April. And then in May, I went Diamond. June, I went double diamond. And in July, I went triple diamond. So I ended up promoting to triple in 4 months. And it was but it was so fun. And I was so new and so fresh that I was eating it up. I was like, yes, like I'm in it. Like, I love this so much. Like, I never saw that for myself. Joining this, I just wanted, an extra few $100. But once I got that momentum and saw what this business could do, I just took off. So if you're new, run, because I promise you, it can change your life so quickly if you push. But anyway, so after that, I was pushing for Prez, went to conference. It was my 11th month in the business, went to conference and came home from conference and went presidential diamond. So that was exciting. That was also a long time ago. So a lot has happened since then. Like every business, I've had my ups and downs, and I kind of lost myself there for a while, just kind of like running in circles and not really knowing what the heck I was doing. Kind of got complacent with where I was and never got my ambassador chart out. And I was like, it's fine. Like, I'm good with Prez. And I kind of got stuck in this little cycle for a very long time, 2, maybe 3 years. I don't even know at this point how long it was. Felt like forever. And last year around October, I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done, playing small. Like, I'm done not being noticed. I'm done. So I started pushing, went to conference this year, signed my husband up, and I was like determined to get him to diamond in 90 days, get that bonus, and just prove to myself that I could do it again. So I promoted him to diamond in 90 days and then double the next month after that. And that's kind of around the time that I started signing a bunch of distributors, and he has maintained so easily. Like, my business has exploded. I'm praying that he goes triple by January. And I feel like I'm now finally on the road to ambassador, which feels like a long time, but I've always known that it will happen just in God's time and not my own. So I'm proud of where I am, and I feel good about where I'm at. So if you're in a rut, I promise you, like, it doesn't have to last forever. You just have to kind of take a look in the mirror. And I could go all day about that, but I won't because we're here to talk about TikTok. But yeah, that's my story. Here we are now. And yeah, I've been able to build our dream home. We moved in January. I brought my husband home from the oil field. He now started his own business. I was able to like support that with cash, which was so awesome, like getting to front a new business that he loves. Paid off so much debt, have paid off all our vehicles, credit cards, all that. I'm home with my kids. It's just been such an incredible journey. And I'm so thankful to be here.
I absolutely love it. And I like how you just like expressed at the beginning that how you just really didn't know any better. And it truly was ignorance on fire whenever you first joined the business. And I think that it's so important for our newbies to know that like we don't need to understand the ins and outs of how everything is. Like we just need to go out there out of the gates and just start running. And Triple Diamond in 4 months is freaking incredible. And especially because you didn't join for that, but in 4 months, like what it had done for you. So I love that you talked about that. Okay. So earlier this year was whenever like your crazy enrollment started coming. So is that whenever like you first started with TikTok and Reels, or like, let's kind of talk about like when you started doing TikTok and Reels and kind of when you started seeing the results within your business.
Okay, so conference was in February, right? Yeah. So I had heard about TikTok before conference and I was like, that's not really, I don't know about that. Like I'm good where I'm at. I was doing DT host to post on Instagram and I was killing it with that. And I was like, I'm good. Like I'm signing 10 distributors a month. Like I was one of those people that was like quality over quantity. That's a mental thing. So if you say that, you're totally joking yourself. You're just making excuses like I was. So I was telling myself that and I was like, quality over quantity, it's fine. I can sign 10. That's perfect. I can train them, blah, blah, blah. Does not matter. Okay. So I went to a conference. So that was February, March, heard about TikTok, April, heard about TikTok. So I started doing it in April and I had no idea what I was doing. Actually, it was like March, but I was doing like one every few weeks because I didn't know what I was doing or how to do it or whatever. And then April came around and I was like, gosh, like these people are signing mass amounts of distributors. Like now that I kind of like dip my toe in, like I want to go all the way. And so I actually text Cheyenne Knox and I was like, listen, like I'm doing something wrong. Like I'm doing TikTok. Why am I not signing all these people? And she was like, you have to do it all the time, just like anything else. And I was like, oh, duh, that makes so much sense. So I started posting 3 to 4 TikToks a day, every single day. Okay. So up until I can like kind of remember the dates that I started doing it, but up until like the middle of April, when I started like kind of doing it, I had enrolled like 10 to 15 distributors. Okay. But listen, what is insane. So I had enrolled like 15, 20 distributors, let's say. And then from like the 19th to the 30th, I enrolled 42 distributors. Okay. I enrolled 42 distributors. And I'm not going to lie, I was in this office all hours of the day. My grandma was here helping with my kids. I was like, just, I'll pay you. I won't, whatever you want. You can hang out, you can take them. I can't leave my office because I have a million, thousands of thingies, applications. And I was like, I have to get through them because I'm always that person. Like, if I don't get to them, they will go to someone else because that's true. And I get it. Everyone has a busy schedule, but there's certain times where you just have to make sacrifices. And that was one of those times for me. So I had no idea how I was going to train these people. I had no idea how I was even going to talk to them. I had no idea. One night had to move like 40 something distributors. And I'm like calling Jade. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, pray in place, pray in place, pray in place. Like, please just work where I put you. You don't even have time to like, be like, oh, are they going to work? And so you guys, my paycheck started to explode already. Cabs were insane. If you're a diamond and above, I was getting like 1,800, 2,000, 2,500 weekly bonuses. It was insane. And so then I was like, all right, let's go again. So ever since then, I've consistently enrolled 30 to 65 or whatever. And then it's so cool too, because like when they announced the $24 deal, I had so many potentials. I only went back 2 weeks in my little planner and I enrolled 31 distributors in one day. Just going back 2 weeks. That's not even going back to April, you know? And so it was crazy. I know we're gonna talk about how I train them and stuff later, so I'm not gonna say that right now. But honestly, it's just with anything else in this business, it's being consistent, doing it every day, figuring it out, copying other people's TikToks. It doesn't matter. Like I don't ever see distributors on my For You page. So I doubt that everyone's seeing everyone's videos. If you've been around this business for a while, to me, TikTok is how Facebook used to be. You would post one before and after and get 55 comments and sign 10 customers on the spot. Like that's how TikTok is. So a lot of my distributors are signing right then. And the cool thing is whenever I sign those 40 whatever distributors in like 11 days, 90% of them joined for $99. And so I felt like that was kind of like an eye-opening thing to me. Like I've been having this mental block for so long because we've always had some kind of like special for the last like year or something. I don't know, maybe longer. And it was like a mental block relief where I was like, oh, like people will join for $99 just like I did. Like that is so dumb that I ever thought that they wouldn't. And so it just taught me a lot. And so I just kept going from there. And I still do TikTok and I still am. And I love that it gave me something to do. Do you ever feel like, I know we have like our 6 lifts list or the KPIs and all that, but sometimes I just don't feel like I know what to do. But I knew that I had to respond to those applications and it kept me busy so long that I felt so productive and I was signing people on the spot, 5 to 10 distributors a day. Like it's so crazy. And it was all from making TikToks. Like it was just insane to me. And so I just rode the wave, like still here. It's awesome.
That
I
is,
get excited like talking about it. It's so
I
fun.
love it. I
Sorry.
love it. I think we're just like feeding off of it. And I am just like straight up mind blown. Like you guys, if you are just mind blown with this, drop a 2 in the chat there. It just gets me so excited for this. Okay. So I want to kind of like really break down a lot of what you just talked about here. So you said that you were just like basically 1 foot in, 1 foot out with it, like dipping your toes in it. And Cheyenne was like, you need to be doing 2 to 3 a day. So what would you say you're doing 2 to 3 a day, 2 or 3 a day. Do you have a rhyme or reason of what you're putting up or like any sort of science to that? And what exactly are you putting up 2 to 3 times a day?
So now I'm doing more like 4 to 6 because TikTok changes all the time. So, and I don't really understand how it changes, but someone told me to do 4 to 6. So I'm like, okay, I'll do 4 to 6. Honestly, for the most part, so like when I was doing 4, 3 of those were business, 1 of them was not. So I would do like a house tour or a funny, or like learn a little dance or do something with my kids, like totally random. When I did my house, I got so many views. And so people kept going back and back and back. Like, it's just like any other social media. If you see something, you go to their page and then you get like stuck on their page. And then I would like see, like, because I posted that and got so many views, like people were flooding into my business DMs. And I do have the application, but I also now direct people to Instagram because it's a lot easier for me to keep track of. I feel like conversations on Instagram are so much easier to have. I was getting blocked on iMessage daily and it was really ruining my life. So I was like, I got to change this. So I moved them over to, I just say DM biz on Instagram. It's easy. Not hard. But I feel like people just overcomplicate TikTok. You feel like you have to be a perfect dancer. You feel like you have to do this, you have to do that. You have to, I don't know, be 14, but you don't. Like you literally, if you can point at a wall or like point like this and just smile, like I promise you can do TikTok. And that's what I love about it, is it's not hard. And I honestly just like copy other distributors, or if I like see something, I'm like, oh, I have an idea and I'll do my own. But a lot of times I'm just like getting ideas from other people and it still works for me. So I do mostly business and then like 1 that's not usually. Now that I'm doing like 6, I do like 4 or 5 business and 1 not.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, quick question as far as like TikTok Reels. Are you uploading that many to Reels a day or just that many to TikTok? And if you're doing differently, how many are you doing to Reels a day?
So Reels, I just do 1. I have really good results with just doing 1 in the morning.
Mhm.
First thing when I wake up, I save a TikTok and I post it on my reels. I don't create reels. I feel like it's the most confusing thing on the planet. So I just save it to my TikTok and I'm like, or save my TikTok and post it on my reels. And I'm like, okay, I'm done for the day on that. So yeah, I just do one on reels.
Okay, perfect. And then what about like timeline for the ones that you're doing on TikTok? Like, do you find that certain times of the day are better for you as far as when you're doing those 4 or however many you're doing a day?
So I post them all at one time. Boom, 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 4 in a row, right at the same time. I was doing like between 1 and 5, but now I'm doing like later at night. Don't really know why. Someone just told me to do that. So here I am once again, just doing basically what Cheyenne tells me to do. It's like good to have younger friends in the business.
Oh, hold on. I think you somehow got muted.
I have my desktop and my laptop and I was like moving the mouse and I'm like, it's not working, but it's the wrong computer. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, I was just saying it's good to have younger friends that know how TikTok works to tell you like, oh, now they're working better at night and like not doing hashtags. And I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'll do that. But then some people say like it's totally random. And I do believe that too. Like as long as you're doing it, you will get there. And listen, I didn't wake up one day and have thousands of messages in my inbox. I had to stay consistent and have a good mindset. I was ready. I was like so ready for it. I was like, come on, come to me. Like I'm going to sign all of you. And I was just ready mentally and I got out. So one thing I want to say really quick, if you're one of those people that's saying like quality over quantity, let me just tell you this. If you sign 60 distributors and 20 of them take off, if 10 of them take off, that is so much better than your chances of signing 10 and 1 doing good, because that's how it goes. Not everyone's going to work. I don't get my feelings hurt about that. It's whatever. But whenever I sign more, like Tyson's chart is so stacked. It's insane. He's like literally just distributors everywhere signing. And so I always kind of going like, I just have to explain things really fast. I'll try to talk fast because I know there's more questions, but I was also the person that got so into Host to Post. I could sign 50 customers so easily that I just never felt like I could switch back to being a mass distributor enroller, because whenever I first joined, I was signing 30 distributors, 30 customers a month. Okay. And I never felt like I could walk away from Host to Post and do distributors. And Jade or Shay, one of them probably was like, you will sign more volume signing distributors and teaching them how to sign customers than you ever will signing 50 customers on your own. And I was like, you're right. Couldn't do it. But then I just made the decision, like just make the decision. And my volume doubled, like skyrocketed. It was insane. Tyson went diamond with like 16,000 volume and he was in 3 months, like I just saw it and I was still signing 30 to 40 customers with Host to Post. So I was doing all of it and it was working. And so I think that people get so like, it's all in your head. Like so many of the things that were stopping me were I just like turned into a robot, got stuck in my head. So if that's you, like you can do both, or you can switch distributors or whatever. But I have always done like Host to Post on Facebook and then distributors on Instagram, but now TikTok.
That's perfect.
Now I feel like Instagram is like my middle ground. Like
Right.
come here and see my story. And if you sign up, cool. Like I'm just here to show you that I'm here. But like I'm signing distributors from TikTok and then, customers from Facebook.
Right. So are you still actively doing Host to Post then? I think that's good that you touch base on that.
Yep.
That's perfect. Okay.
Got to get those fast starts.
Yes, exactly.
That's all I do. Like I have my fast starts on a paper and I just get those $150 bonuses and I'm like determined till I get them all.
Especially whenever
like
you're
so
signing
fun.
that many distributors.
Yeah. I mean, not everyone's going to work. Some of them will get their 6, in a week, and some will never talk to you again or like block you, but it's fine.
They fall off the face of the earth. It's okay. There's always the next one. And it happens to every single one of us, you guys. Okay, so there was a really good question in the chat that I want to ask you this one really quick before we move on to the next one. How would you suggest to distributors if you're not a top leader or if you're new? So like what type of content they could do for their opportunity TikToks and Reels?
Okay, so I'll just go back. Like I said, when I was a new distributor, I signed 30 distributors in a month when I was brand new. But how I did it was not because I was so excited. People could tell through my posts, through my story. We didn't have stories then, but if we did, they could tell how excited I was through that. And I just talked about where I was going. And but it was different than like I could say I'm going for $1,000 Ruby bonus. You can't say that now, but just say, I joined this business. I'm so excited. This is going to bring my family, or this is going to do so much for my family. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Just like talk about what you're going to do because of the business. You're also like manifesting it. You're talking about it. It gets you excited. You're putting your dreams out there, but you're also showing everyone else. And what's really cool about that is whenever it happens, people are like swarming you, like, oh, you actually did it. I want to join your team. Because when you're new, everyone's waiting for you to fail. That's true. That's just how it is. But if you're proving them wrong and you're excited and you're posting about it, like people are going to be drawn into that. But then on TikTok, I would just talk about like what you're going to do, what your plans are, and kind of like let people watch that journey unfold and just show your excitement. Like so many people literally message me from TikTok or whatever about joining because they're like, you just look so happy. Like, I want to be that happy when I'm working. You look like you love what you do. You look like you love your life. I talk about how this business brought me closer to God. I signed a lot of distributors like that because they're like, I want that. Like, I want a community that brings me closer to God. And so just talk about things like that. So many good things about this business that you can talk about. You don't have, I mean, we can't even talk about a lot of things that we've done because of, all of the things, but I just think you have to kind of talk about where you're going. Just be excited.
That's perfect. And just like how you guys share your story on your posts on Facebook and Instagram, and it's just sharing where you're going, what this business has or can do for you, just incorporating that into a TikTok and turning it into a TikTok and a reel. Okay, so let's kind of switch gears a little bit because I know there's a lot of like how we want to go into the detail with some certain things. But before we do that, go ahead and kind of share with us what your schedule is like throughout the day because you're a stay-at-home mom and all that good stuff. And so how you're able to do this without like doing the grind like 24/7 and burnout and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. So I have two little girls. One's in school and one's not. They're 3 and 5. But so what I do that works for me is I record all of my TikToks on Mondays. So I do my makeup, I get ready, I record 4 TikToks. And once you get the hang of it, it takes me maybe 30 minutes to an hour to record 40. Like I probably have 43 in my drafts right now. And I just sit there and like I do my makeup. I'll do like 4, however many I'm going to post for that day. And then I'll switch outfits. And then I'll do more and then I'll switch outfits. Like just switch my shirt, or put a hat on or something. So I have them all saved in my drafts. And then also in my notes, I have like one-liners of my story, like where I was, where I am now, what it's done, what my life used to be like, what it's like now, et cetera, et cetera. And so I record on my TikToks. I don't put the words, I don't put the IDS or anything. I just record the TikTok and I leave like a second at the end to add the IDS whenever I'm ready. Don't forget to add it because it sucks if you write your text down and you have to go back and add it again. You can add it. I just try to do it the fastest way, and that's just me recording and moving on. So I'll record them, and then so like tomorrow I'll record them, and when I'm ready to post them, I will add the words, I'll add the IDS, and then I'll post it. I'll do that on like 4 or 5. So it takes me like an hour, like I said, to record them. And then when I'm ready to post them, I have to sit down for like 30 minutes to get all the words and everything where they're at. And I'll save them in my drafts. So they're all ready with the words and everything. And then I just post, and then I'm done. And so it took so much stress off of me because sometimes I'm like, not that you have to get ready to film a TikTok, but I just feel better when I do. And so I was like, I don't feel like getting ready. I don't feel like being in front of a camera. I don't feel like changing clothes today. And so I just did them all at once, and it's been such a time saver. And then like, I'm always on my Instagram stories throughout the day. I post on Facebook, but having that done takes so much time for me. Yeah. I post them all at the same time.
That is perfect. I had a question I was going to ask about that, but I just kind of went blank with it. Okay, so let's kind of dive into, you do the influencer application, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay. So
It's kind of a confusing situation, but I'll explain it.
Okay, sounds good. So let's say somebody contacts you, TikTok, they fill the influencer application or Instagram, whatever. How are you like keeping track of all of these potentials? Because obviously, like your potential list has blown up. So how are you staying organized with all of these people that are coming to you for the opportunity?
Yeah. So what's really cool. So I love the influencer application. It's really cool. But when you get blocked on iMessage, because if people don't have your number saved, the lovely iPhone will say, "Do you want to report this as junk?" And they're like, "Yes," because they don't remember that they filled out this freaking application. And then you're blocked on iMessage. You cannot text anyone, you cannot receive text messages, and you never get those text messages back unless you have a second device. And I was sick of carrying my iPad and my Wi-Fi around, like trying to text people, and it was so disorganized. And I love organization. So, I was like, I'm done. People are having luck with going to Instagram. And so I used to like write everybody down in my awesome day designer planner that I love and I still use for customers. But when you're talking to hundreds of people a day, it's just not realistic and I don't have time for that. So I just kind of cut that out. But I do go back just like through the influencer applications and I'll follow up with them, whether they tell me to message them on Instagram or text. And then on Instagram, I love talking to people on Instagram because, so like if you're texting someone you're following up, you message them and then you have to scroll all the way back down because it goes back to the top. Instagram is not that way. So you can get on your computer and you can actually direct message from your computer. So I'll just get on my computer and I'll just scroll as far as I can. And then I'll just boom, 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 send a bunch of follow-up messages. And once I'm ready to sign them, I always get their phone number. But I love using Instagram. I feel like it's the best thing. And you don't get blocked on Instagram for messaging people that you've already talked to, no matter if it's one day I sat there and messaged 500 people. And so I just think that it literally saves my life. And it's probably, and also, okay, so if you have a creator account, which I don't know how many followers you have to have, it might be 10,000. I'm not sure, but if it is, if you do, you can have a creator account and you have folders. So there's a general and a primary. So all of my potentials go into the primary folder. And so I just click that folder and that's all my potentials. And I just follow up like that. So yes, it's the best.
Is brilliant. I had never thought to like, because I have nothing in my other one. Like I literally have all of them in one spot. And I love the idea of switching them over to the other one. So I love that you said that.
Yeah. And it's easy to, you just click move to primary and then they all go over there.
Yeah. And I think it is 10,000 followers that you have to do the creator account. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say somebody contacts you for the opportunity, like they send biz to you on Instagram or they fill out the influencer application. I know everybody's different in this. Like some people just have a 3-message system that I send. Some people do an opportunity video. So let's kind of talk about like your process from A to Z, from they contact you to you're signing them, like kind of how you're doing that with them, whether it's the message system or however you want to share with that.
Okay, so if I'm doing, I'll tell influencer app and Instagram because they're both kind of different. So if they fill out the application, I text them unless they tell me to message them on Instagram because I do give them the option. If I'm texting them, I changed, wording is everything. And so I changed it to say, I'm messaging you from the application you filled out on my Instagram bio. And then it's like, they remember that they filled it out because sometimes if they hear Google, they think it's a scam. And I understand that. So I was like, okay, I get why all these people are blocking me. So I reach out to them through text message, basically asking them like, thank you so much for reaching out. Have you ever heard of network marketing before? Basically, that's my message. On Instagram, I just jumped straight into that message instead of the whole, obviously they didn't fill out any application. And then I just tell them about myself, about the business. I have scripts saved in my word board. It's just kind of like, I talk about, what it is, who I am, how many kids I have, blah, blah, blah. Then I talk about how it's cool that we don't have to have products in stock, like all that. And I always say, like, do you have any questions? So this is the key that really changed a lot for me signing distributors. If they ask me questions, which they're going to ask the same ones, what products do you have? How do you make money? How do you get started? If they ask me what products or how much or products or how we get paid, I voice message them. I voice message them at that point. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have so many amazing products. We have Skinny Brew, blah, blah, blah. We have some products formulated by Dr. Nassif from the TV show Botch, which is really cool. And I love that we're always evolving and like creating new things and staying with what's on trend. I absolutely love the products. Do you have any questions? Or like, how does that sound? And I've noticed that like sending that in a voice message just made it so I just started signing so many more. And it's kind of annoying when you're talking to so many people, but it's so worth it. Yes, I always end in a question. And then basically I jump in, like my conversations go this fast. They're just boom, 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 boom. Okay, you ready to sign up? All right, what's your phone number? Text them, here's my website. Okay, here's how you sign up. Let me know when you're done. And then I sign them up. I get it done within 10 minutes. I know if they're going to join or not. Like I know how the conversation's going. And so, yeah. And I always say like, it's only $99. I feel like that just makes such a difference. Like, and I do compare it, like some businesses are $3,000, $2,000 to join or something like that in my message, like just showing that $99 is such a simple amount. So yes. And then I sign them up. Want me to go on from there or?
No, you can keep on going.
Okay. So if you want to know how to train 60 distributors, this is what I do. Thank goodness for the Connect app. This is the only time that honestly that I use the Connect app, but it did save me. So I save the number and everyone in my phone is like their name, December distributor or November or October or whatever. So I know like where they're at. So I started creating groups in Connect. So I have like a December week 1, a December week 2, a December week 3, December week 4. So you can individually text people with this app if you've never used it. An It Works app. It's really cool. And I just text them the steps to get started. Boom, 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 boom. I'm texting them all at once. And I make it a point to text my newbies every single morning. That is like on my to-do list. Every single day you have to talk to them because they're going to forget about you. They may be excited right now, but if you don't stay on them, they're not going to stay excited. And I have them put up their first post, like, here's your eSuite. Here's what a customer is, blah, blah, blah. Let's FaceTime. I get them on FaceTime either today or tomorrow. And by the way, here's your first post. Put it on your Facebook right now and then put this on your Instagram. So I'm getting them right out the gate posting because so many people wait and they like anticipate it so much that then they just freak out and they're like, I can't do this. But I feel like if you just give them the post and they're just like, okay, whatever, like I just signed, I'm excited, and they get the post up, then it's done. Like that anxiety is over. They already posted. A lot of them sign customers. I just do like a host to post, but I change it from a not to host to post, but just like a post for their wall. And then I just copied that and pasted it onto a story for Instagram. So either Coffee or TFX or whatever host to post you use, that's what I do. Hold on, I need a drink. My throat is like so dry right now. But yeah, so that's what I do. I just talk to them every single day. I do have like a group on Facebook Messenger where I only post like stories and I add them in there. I do kind of do chats. But when I do a chat on Facebook, it's literally just, this is a Zoom that's happening tonight. This is the sale that's going on, because I noticed like in team pages, I can't tag all these people. I couldn't keep up with it. So I was like, hi guys, this group is specifically for me to let you know what's going on. And that's it. If you have a question, please message me individually. I don't want it to be like that kind of chat because people leave those chats. So it's like, hey, the Zoom is now. Hey, this is the sale that's happening this week. And it's literally just that. And so I think having those simpler chats on Facebook, like this is just Instagram stories and Facebook. And literally if they talk in there, I'm like, please, no questions, just message me because this is just for posts. And then same thing with it's like July distributors or whatever. And that worked really well. And so I've just continued to do that.
I think that's a really, really good idea because those beginner chats can kind of sometimes turn into like a negative thing. And we want to like steer as far away from that as possible. So I like that you do it that way. Okay. So as far as like the training that you do with your new distributors, and you send out that text every single morning. That text that you're sending out, are you like, okay, here's your post in your story for today? Or are you giving them a task as far as like message? What are you kind of doing for these guidelines for the text every day that you're sending this to them?
So it kind of changes with each person. And as you go back, because people are like, well, how do you know if they're at different spots? Like, how does that work? They're at different points, whatever. It takes you back to your last conversation. Just go from there, like just start right there. If they haven't signed people yet. So basically, once I get them through their first post, I don't send them stories because we have the story chat on Facebook, and I did that because you can't send them through Connect. You can't send a picture with words. It's just annoying. So I just started telling them like screenshot my stories because I'm posting every single day. Here's people to follow. I just kind of check in with them. Hey girl, how's it going? You ready to learn how to do host to post? Cool. I send Rachel Jones video host to post for dummies. Let me know after you watch this and we'll talk. So then I get them on host to post. And I feel like once they get host to post and they start doing it, those are the people who sign a lot of customers. And then so once they get their 6 customers, I'm having them print out their Ruby chart. I had to kind of go back to what I did. Like, how did I promote? Because I just got charts out, not even knowing what the heck they were. I just wanted to fill them. And so that's how I promoted every single month, because every time I promoted, I got out the next chart. And it's so important for them to see what they're doing instead of you just like trying to get them to only sign customers. Like successful. You want to pop diamonds and rubies and all of that. So you have to show them how they do that. And then, if I see people who are just mass enrolling customers, I just put distributors under them. I'm like, girl, like you're killing it. Let's go Ruby. Here's a distributor. And then they sign the customers on their website. So I get the bonus, they get the promotion. Like it works for everyone. And I explain that to them. Like they know what happens when, they help. And so I just think it's a good way to get everyone involved. And I introduce them and like, I don't know. I feel like it works well because they're all excited. And like I have this one girl who is amazing at signing customers. She hasn't signed distributors yet, but I'm okay with putting distributors under her because she gets all of my distributors, their 6 customers, and she's going to go diamond. And then I'm getting all those $150 bonuses, so it works out for both of us. And I feel like you just have to kind of like read who it is that you're working with.
Yep, I agree with that. As far as your new distributors who are getting their 6 like out of the gate, do you feel like majority of them are getting it through host to post or their immediate network of whenever they join the business or Reels TikTok?
Mostly host to post.
And is that what you
like 90%?
Okay. Do you have any of your newbies go into Reels and TikTok yet, or do you just keep them with host to post?
I encourage them. But I'm like, come on, like you came to me from TikTok. So I do have some that are like, okay. And then other ones I kind of have to push. But if they're doing it a different way and that's working, like this other girl, she's signing distributors and customers and she's not doing TikTok, I'm like, that's fine. But when you're ready, like come on over to the dark side, like I promise. And so I kind of just read each person. I do encourage everyone to do TikTok, whether you're new or in this business forever, because it is insane the kind of network that you have there that you don't even realize how many people have a freaking TikTok. And it's cool because mostly who sees my posts is women, moms, college students, girls, like not a bunch of guys or kids. Like, I don't know, like you can kind of shift it by like what you watch on TikTok. It's so weird. If you've ever watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix, it explains it kind of, but what you watch and what people comment on your stuff or what you comment on is like you're going to attract, which is kind of crazy.
Okay. So let's say somebody has like a mental block right now and they are like, okay, but I don't know what
Am I frozen or
No,
her?
she's frozen.
it was me. Am I still?
Okay. I was like, oh.
Nope. No, now you're
Yeah.
good.
Okay, good deal. I could like see your guys' faces frozen, so I had a feeling it was me. Am I good now?
Yep.
Okay. I feel like some of us are going to have a mental block and we're like, okay, I want to sign all these distributors, but I don't know what I would do with them once I sign them. So like what's your science behind like how you place all of these distributors? Like we're like, okay, we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and sign 60 distributors this month. What's my thought process going to be of how I'm going to place these 60 distributors?
So y'all are going to hate me for this, but this is me. This is how I do my things. This is how I work. You just do it and you figure the rest out later. Okay. If you're sitting there wondering where you're going to put them and how it's going to work out, you're not going to sign anyone because you're worried about what you're going to do with them once you sign them. Worry about signing them and then figure it out. I did not mean to sign 40 distributors in 11 days. I was freaking out. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but like, I didn't want to stop. I still wanted to sign more. And Jade was like, maybe you should breathe for a second and like figure out where the heck you're going to move these people. And so, I was like, no, I'm going, like, I will do whatever. And so it was a lot of, like, yeah, I did say like, I prayed and placed people, literally prayed out loud and moved them somewhere, but I had my charts ready. I was ready. I was building my husband. So I knew where I was moving. I knew who I was building, but then so good. I was like, okay, he's 3 DTs deep on every single box. So now I'm going to move over to this other girl who's close to diamond. And then she's 2 or 3 DTs deep on every box. And then I'm going to go, but I do really try to just work on one leg and get them to where they're ready and they're going and they're strong. And then I move to another one because I can't like do both. But when I was signing so many, I was like, I can help her too. Like she's working, I can move some distributors. But my main focus was on my husband's account. And so his chart is just like stacked. And of course, people quit and all of that stuff. But I was like, he's promoting like no matter what, and he's going to maintain easily. And it just felt good. So I focused on that. I had my charts out. I would like get a piece of paper and write down this person ID number moving under here before I moved them all, because I was so afraid to move them under the wrong person or whatever. And like, it does get exhausting. And I was like freaking out, but it felt so good, especially when he promoted and when I was getting these fast starts and they were taking off. And if you just get like a little glimpse, like I feel like if you FaceTime someone, you can tell if they're going to be good at this or not. Like I know if they don't FaceTime with you, they're probably not going to be very, very into this. Like I literally just say it will take 5 to 10 minutes. I basically just tell them my story, a little brief version of my story, who I am, where I live, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, do you have any questions? And they're like, yes or no. And then I say, okay, once you get off here, I'll send you your first post. And I can tell like this girl that I keep saying, like she's going diamond. I FaceTimed her and I was like, I'm moving distributors under her today. Like I knew that she was going to be good, and she was. And so sometimes I'm wrong, obviously. You just kind of like trust your gut and just move, like okay. So here's another thing I want to say about charting people. The cream of the crop will always rise to the top, no matter what. I learned that in the beginning of my business. I moved a girl out of 400 box I was a double diamond, so it wasn't too far down, but it felt like forever down. And I was like, she's not going to do anything, whatever. So I didn't help her. I talked to her. I didn't move people under her. Because she was in a 400 box at the very bottom. And long story short, like she was my triple for press. I did not place a single distributor or customer underneath her. And that's because she worked her way up. Yeah, I was building other people above her, but she was ready to work and she did it herself and got there. So someone will always come up. You don't have to worry about if they're going to work or not. Just build, and the people who are ready will come up with you. And the other ones won't, and that's okay. Sometimes you have 3 rubies on one leg, but that's just, a gamble that you're going to have to take. And it's just so worth it. Just don't overthink it. It's just,
I want to say amen to that. Absolutely. 100%. Let's say somebody right now is watching and they haven't yet dove into TikTok. And they're like, but I'm afraid I might get overwhelmed with the applications, or I'm afraid I might get overwhelmed with not knowing how to have these conversations, or I'm afraid of training all of these people. Like, what would you say to this person that they're afraid and it's holding them back from actually diving in and doing TikTok and Reels?
So I was afraid to try something new for 3 years and it got me nowhere. Okay, here's the thing that most people do in this business. Okay. Whether you've been successful or not, I was successful fast, obviously, but then I started thinking like, I'm sitting at my computer all day, I'm working, I'm sitting here, I'm talking to people, I'm working. I was not working. I was doing busy work to make myself feel better. I was afraid. I was scared to like admit that I wasn't doing everything I could to be successful. And I was afraid that I was just like going to fail and that I was a one hit wonder and like all this stuff. And so I found you just have to honestly, as crazy as it sounds, you just have to make the decision that you're going to do it. And I promise you, if for 30 days you post 3 to 4 TikToks a day, you will see results. Okay? It may take 45, whatever, but if you stay consistent with it, it will work for you and it will be ups and downs. And it's funny because I was saying, Jade was like, well, how many distributors did you sign? And I felt like November was a crap month for me. And then I went and looked and I was like, I still signed 30 distributors. And she was like, see, I was like, I felt like I was so bad at this. And like my whole life was falling. Like I felt like I didn't do anything. And I think it's just because I wasn't as busy as I had been. But she was like, that is what I'm talking about. Like you're in your head right now. It's okay. Like we all have that moment, but like, come on, you still got to get these people their fast starts. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So then I was fine. But I think we hold ourselves back so much because we're like afraid we're going to fail or afraid that we're not going to see the success that other people see. But if you just do it and you pray about it and you have a plan and you put the work behind your prayers, like it will always happen how it's supposed to happen. I 1000% believe that. But if you're sitting there praying and wishing that it'll just fall into your lap, that's never going to happen. So you have to put the work behind your prayers and the work behind whatever you're wanting out of life instead of just like waiting for someone to hand it to you. There's this, I have to say this, but there's this podcast and he was saying like so many people like we're praying for an oak tree, we're praying for an oak tree. And if someone handed you an acorn, you would be like, toss it. Like, this is not what I wanted. But inside the acorn is the oak tree. Okay. Sometimes you are given something that you don't see is the actual thing that you're asking for. So maybe you just need to do it and see how much you can handle. Because whenever I was so overwhelmed with my applications and I was just like, I was literally crying and I felt so stupid. But then I was like, this is so hard. Like, it's so overwhelming. This isn't what I wanted. And I had to like kind of take a minute and be like, actually, I prayed to be overwhelmed. I prayed to be abundant. I prayed to be busy with my business and feel good about it and increase my paycheck. And this is how I have to do it. And so once I had that realization, I was like, I'm going. Like, who can come over and watch my 3-year-old who will not get off my leg? And like, I'm just going to sit here in this chair for hours. And it was not like glamorous at all, but it was so worth it. And I missed out. It was summer, like when this was all happening. It's like I missed out on stuff, but it was okay. And I was like so thankful that I like stuck to it and stuck with it and didn't like give up on TikTok just because I was afraid or just I didn't have success when I first started. I probably did it for a month before I even got one message. So I think that you just have to see the bigger picture and not expect to start TikTok tomorrow and sign 50 distributors. You have to like honestly put the work in and it will pay off. Like I 1000% believe that if you do it every day, it's going to pay off no matter who you are. You don't have to have a certain amount of followers. Like none of that matters. It's just the fact that you're posting. That's all. That's it. And I will say that things work differently for everyone. So like me and Shay will do our 4 to 6 or whatever. Courtney Lavie, she posts 1 to 2 a day at the popular times and hers are really good too. So you'll kind of figure out like what works for you when you're getting views, when you're not like, so everyone's different, but that personally has worked for me.
That is perfect. And oh my gosh, I'm getting so much from this. You guys, if you are loving all of this and the content you're getting, let's just drop a 10 in the chat here. Like this has been so good. Let's kind of dive back into the content again of TikTok and Reels. So you're doing 75% opportunity. And I know you said you're one that you did, like you'll do your house and whatnot. Do you do just like lip syncing stuff or cooking stuff? Like what other content are you doing besides these opportunity ones? Like how are you finding the fillers here?
So I'm a low carb person. So I do low carb recipes, not often, but like here and there. Um, I like made a video where I said Chick-fil-A nuggets have 1 gram of carbs each, which I think is amazing. And it blew up. And so I just find things that I like and share. But sometimes I don't really do voiceovers because I don't feel like I'm very good at them. I do like to dance, but like I'm not very good at that either. But I do like learn some dances here and there, or I prank my husband, or I just do, I feel like they're so random, I can't even think. But I know like so if you have the what word could I say instead of what I'm thinking? If you have the backbone for this, you can definitely, this is what what's her face? Jocelyn Yates was like, if you can do something controversial and you can handle the backlash that you're gonna get, like do it, because you'll get so many comments and so many people coming to you because of that. Just like the Chick-fil-A, like who knew that so many people hated Chick-fil-A? And I guess I should have done my research before I posted about it, but I had so many people coming at me sideways about Chick-fil-A. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I like kept it up. And so it just kept getting views because people were like either loving it or hating it. Or like I saw Jocelyn do one about spanking her kid, and she, oh my gosh, she had like 5 million views on that video because people, if you can handle it, if not, like whatever. But I do notice that things like that, or like if you have a cute little, I don't know, room or a Christmas decor or a recipe, like, people love recipes and they always like them because that saves them. So your recipe or whatever, and it's 15 seconds. Like my husband scares me every day, like jumps out of a corner and I lose it, and he saves them. And I was like, send me those. Like, I'm going to make a TikTok out of this, or just like little things like that. I don't know. My kids like dance. They like to dance. So we do like easy little dances, or 3, and 5, and just random things. I do some voiceovers, but not really. I also know, I haven't done this personally. I have done one, but I was like that person that gave it not a chance. But this girl, she did a coffee one, and it was kind of like her before and after, and like her making coffee on TikTok. And she had like 200 message requests on Instagram the other day, people wanting the coffee. And so she signed like so many customers from TikTok making the coffee, which I should totally do because I make the coffee every day. But yeah. Oh, one more thing too, if you don't know this already. On TikTok and Instagram, definitely, I swear Instagram is where the mean trolls are, like the meanest of mean. You can have comment filters. So I have filters on there where you can't say, like they can't comment scam or it works or whatever. Like people will create legit fake accounts and attack you. Like it's insane. So Instagram has this too, which is really cool, because when I first started Instagram, I felt like, I don't know, people are just meaner on there, but keep that in mind. I would definitely do that. It's really easy. It's just in your settings somewhere.
Yep, that's perfect. I love that you addressed that there. There was a question that I wanted to ask here. And if you guys, we have just a few more minutes left. If you have a question that you want to hear answered, go ahead and drop it in the chat there. But how do you split up the business one so you don't feel like you're doing the same business TikToks over and over again?
I don't really care about that, honestly, because on my Instagram post, I talk about the same thing. I tell my story the same way, but in different ways every single day. I make my coffee on my stories every single day, the same spot, the same way. And I get a lot of traction from that. So I just look at it as telling my story. Sometimes I do the same TikToks, like, again, like I'll use the same sound, but just put different words on there. One time I didn't realize it, but I did like 3 in a row that were all the same song. And I was like, I guess I really like that song, but I still got people from it. So, and 2, like, don't get so invested in your views. Like mine consistently, except for lately, TikTok hates me, but consistently I get like 1,000 to 10,000 views. Sometimes it's just 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 2,000, but I'm still signing so many people. And I think people get so like, I have to go viral. Like you don't have to go viral. People just have to see what you're doing. You don't have to be a freaking TikTok famous to get people. You'll get more if you go viral, obviously. Like if you have that one, like I had one video that just went crazy and I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, you just do it over. And I don't know. I tell my story the same story in different ways. Like basically all my TikToks say pretty much the same thing.
That's perfect, you guys. And we say it all the time. If you don't feel like a broken record in this business, you're not talking about the products and opportunity enough. So you want to feel repetitive, and repetitive is simple. And people, the more they see it, the more they're going to want it and be a part of it. So that's absolutely perfect. A question: are all the ones you put on Reels opportunity, or are you including like your random lifestyle ones too?
All opportunity. I did do a lifestyle one the other day, but that was just because I thought it was funny. I do all, and if I do like a fun one, then I'll do an opportunity one that same day because I feel like you just have, I don't know, I just feel like you have to. And when Reels came out, I saw it and I was like, I don't know what this is, but it looks like TikTok. So I uploaded a TikTok and my Reels were doing so much better than my TikToks were at first. And so I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like I'm getting both. Like it's so crazy. But yeah, you just have to do it.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, we have like just a couple minutes left. So go ahead and just spew us with anything you want to leave us with, whether that's inspiration, some tips on TikTok, Reel, whatever you want to leave us with this last like minute or two.
Okay. I like talking about I don't know, like your mind shift because I've had so many in the last year that it like changed my entire business. I wanted so many things before I had a mind shift. I thought that I was being robbed, or I thought that it wasn't going to happen. It's not going to happen to me, whatever. And once I started thinking like I was the problem, it's not anybody else. This is my issue. This is my problem. Obviously, I'm the root of all of this. And once I started realizing that, not that I was doing anything bad, I just wasn't doing anything good. I wasn't really pouring myself into this business like I was expecting other people to do when they joined me. I didn't feel like I was qualified to lead people. I just didn't feel good about it. So once I realized, okay, it's me, it's not anyone else, I stopped like following a lot of people that I was comparing myself to daily. I just started really like getting my charts out again and being excited about the business and just doing the thing, like making a decision. As silly, I know some people are like, it's not that easy. It is that easy if you truly make the decision. And I was in my office at our other house and I just remember like feeling so lost and just like breaking down. I was praying and I was like, praying for guidance. And I hadn't really ever done that before. And I was like, just please, Lord, like, I feel like I'm meant to be here, but something's missing. Like, just show me where to go. And it was within like a month or two that I really had clarity on where I was supposed to be going and what I was supposed to be doing. And that it was me that was holding myself back. And if you're confused or lost, like there's an answer. You just have to ask for it. And I journal every single morning with mine and Cheyenne's team. And it's just been a game changer. So if you are feeling held back, like maybe take a look at the mirror before you're blaming everybody else and just make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're excited and you're sharing this with everyone and doing what you say. Like if you're saying you're working all day, make sure that you're actually working and not just scrolling. So it's just so I feel like everyone goes through that once or 15 times in their business. And it's just like a good reminder to like look at what you're doing and make a decision to change and know that if you work now, like it will pay off in the future.
Oh my gosh, so good. Take a look inside before you grade the outside. 100%.
Yeah.
That was not just that, but everything that you brought us tonight was so, I'm frozen again. Are we good now?
You're good now. I think I can hear you.
Gotta love country living. Okay. We are just so grateful for you. Everything that you gave us tonight, because for you, like we're not even on the same team, but for you to just share all of that goodness and information with us tonight just means so much. And we are so appreciative of you for sharing that with us tonight. So you guys show her so much love in the chat because that was, I mean, I myself am walking away with so much tonight. So we appreciate you and everything that you shared with us tonight. And yes, cheering you on every single step of the way to Ambassador Diamond. So
Yes, thank you so much.
yes, you guys have, what's that?
I know we have to go, but I have
No,
to say one thing that I forgot, that it was a quote that literally shook me and changed my life. So I have to share it on every Zoom I'm on. But it was, If you're not butting heads with the devil, maybe you're running in the same direction as him. So if you're seeing adversity, that's probably because you're going in the right direction. If you're not, then maybe take a look at where you're going. So I had to say that because that quote literally was like it gets me every time. So thank you guys for having me. I had to share that.
After that, that was so good. Perfect, like mic drop to end the Zoom tonight. Seriously,
Yes.
so inspiring. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Kristen. You guys, we have family call starting, and yeah, so thank you so much, Kristen. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
And we are cheering you on every single step of the way to Ambassador.
Thanks so much. Bye, guys.
So much. All right, have a good night, everybody.
If you guys want to stay on and watch